Good Monday afternoon. It is a look at our potential for severe weather here in Loudoun County, Virginia today, and then a look at the models beyond today. Right now, it's been a nice day. Highs up into the upper 60s, lower 70s. Been really, really nice out there. So we head through the day and into this evening, and between about 8 and probably midnight, there could be a line of showers and thunderstorms come through here. There's a potential that they'll have just enough lift and dynamics to cause some gusty winds and maybe even some small hail. There's even a slight opportunity for a tornado. I don't think that will be the case, though. As we go through today, tomorrow we could have some scattered showers as some colder air is working in aloft. So as temperatures warm up from any sunshine, we may get a quick little shower, but it's definitely going to be windy and chillier tomorrow from this storm. Other thing to look at is other short-term or short-range models. This is the latest, it's called the HRR. So we're looking again at what it's showing for this evening for the forecast. And again, not until like 8 or 9 do we see some showers move through, and these are not that heavy. Honestly, this is not looking like a big rain producer by any means. And again, just tomorrow, some scattered showers, windy conditions, and cooler as well. So as I mentioned, not much precipitation coming from either model here, showing it's scattered. It just depends on whether or not you get a shower or thunderstorm right over top of you. Otherwise, it could be less than 1/10 of an inch. So maybe we'll squeak out a little bit more than what's showing here. But I would not bet on anything more than maybe 1/10 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch, and higher amounts if you happen to get a thunderstorm in here. This is from the HRR, so just really quick, just showing you the NAM model, which is the other model that we were looking at before. Again, not a lot of rain, but a little more showing up here on the NAM because it shows a few of those thunderstorms moving right through Loudoun. We'll just have to see. I mean, if it gets in your backyard, of course, you could get a thunderstorm that can give you more rain. We really desperately need the rain, and it doesn't look very wet as we go into the extended either. So here we go. This is today. Again, with this impulse that's going to form along the front. That is an impulse that's going to come through and potentially cause us some showers and storms this evening. And then the cooler air settles in here tomorrow. You can see the isobar is really wrapping tight. That's the way they get the strong northwesterly winds. With the dry conditions, strong winds, and mild temperatures, not a good setup if you're concerned about fire concerns, which I do have, obviously. So kind of stay a little bit chillier as we go through the week, but not super cool. And as we head later in the week and into the weekend, we see another set of winds. I mean, this looks on Saturday. Whoa, I really jumped ahead here. As we move into Friday and then Saturday, strong westerly winds like this are not a good sign. I have concerns for fire danger this weekend. This low or this moisture may come through here later on Saturday and it's Saturday night, and then Sunday. Hopefully we end up with a dry day. Kind of hard to say at this point, but hopefully that clears out of here. Most of Sunday ends up being nice. We'll have to see. And then, we continue to stay somewhat dry with little impulses of energy here and there, but nothing really organized to give us a really good chance of rain until maybe late in the period here. But even then, these are quick hitting little showers and stuff. So chance of elevated number of rain showers, but not maybe enough rain to really offset the drought. Let's just go ahead and look at the total precipitation. This is a really far out range. So let's see, total here, showing about 1 to 2 inches of rain possible. It all depends on whether or not you get those showers of thunderstorms over top of you and whether or not any of those impulses can give us a little more rain than what has been showing. So that's been kind of the outlook there for the weather and the rain category. So we are today with the temperatures. Again, we're seeing that warmth. And then tomorrow it gets knocked down with this cold pool that comes in. Chilly air kind of sticks around, like I said, for several days. And then on the weekend, hopefully it kind of gets scoured out of here. We have a pretty nice Easter weekend. We'll have to see, again, whether or not those showers persist. But it looks nice and warm. And honestly, as we head into the extended, there is one little shot of colder air, of course, on Sunday. We'll have to see if this comes true. I don't really necessarily believe that. We'll just have to see. So we go into the longer and extended. It does look like it's going to start to tend towards warmer air, but it's going to take it a bit of time. It's pretty far out, and it still has a hard time sticking with warmer air in the region. Yesterday it looked a little warmer. Today's models look a little cooler than normal on the whole. Again, not a lot of moisture, but maybe some chances of rain there. So, watch for the severe weather this evening. I'll be watching to see if anything comes about from the weather forecasts and the radars and things like that. Temperatures should cool down tomorrow. It'll be very windy, gusty winds. It does bring up a fire risk. We could have a few showers, very spotty tomorrow, but not really much rain. As we head into the weekend, we could warm up pretty good for the weekend. We'll have to watch whether or not this warm front kind of gets hung up in the region and causes us some rain, or if it gets shoved south, which is possible on Sunday. We'll have to see. Kind of gives me a little bit of questions here looking at this forecast model. So whether or not we could get a little shot of cold air from a backdoor cold front. So it's open on that. In general, I saw, at least on this model, a tendency towards at least near or slightly below normal temperatures. And scattered showers here and there, but nothing really organized rain-wise. And that's the outlook for the area. Be on the alert, like I said, for some showers. Otherwise, it's a pretty nice evening up until about 8 or 9 o'clock. All right, that's your Loudoun County weather outlook for Monday. This is the 14th of April.